The first cool thing about doTERRA essential oils is that they're 100% natural and safe. There's nothing added to the oil or taken away from the oil. They're just simply pure essential oils with no side effects and no addictions. They're safe for babies, children, adults, and the elderly. Oils are extracts from plants that have amazing health benefits. And pure oil is about 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to drinking 28 cups of peppermint tea. So they're really potent. To help you feel how powerful doTERRA essential oils are, let me give you an experience with one of the most important essential oils, peppermint. Now, I'm going to have everyone put a drop of peppermint on their palm, just right here. Okay, now everyone just take your finger and dab it in the oil and then stick it into your eye. Just kidding, just kidding. You know, I had a class where someone was really trigger happy. It was actually a big, tall guy, and he immediately stuck his finger right in his open eye. And literally within like 3 seconds, he was almost in fetal position, totally crying. He actually did that. And it doesn't feel good at all. So just so you know, if you ever get oils in a really sensitive part of your body, just use a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil and directly apply it to the affected area. And it'll take the sting away really, really fast. And you can actually use a lot of different carrier oils like canola oil or olive oil. The reason why we like to use fractionated coconut oil is it's really good for your skin and it doesn't leave an oily residue. So let's get back to this. Don't be afraid and dab the tip of your finger in the oil. And then I want you to open your mouth and press your finger on the roof of your mouth. Oh, now the other way we're going to use it is by rubbing the palms of your hands, like rubbing the oil between the palms of your hands. And then kind of cup your hands together and pull it up to your nose, but not too close to your eyes, remember. Be careful, and breathe it in deeply. See if you can breathe that in for 30 seconds. How does that feel? Okay, now you're going to wait for the response of the people in your class. That 1 drop of peppermint was the equivalent of you drinking 28 cups of peppermint tea. That's how powerful these oils are. So what I love about these oils is the CPTG standard. It stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, and it means that these oils are completely pure and potent. Pure means that there's no foreign contaminants or fillers, and potent means that each plant was grown in a part of the world where that plant grows best, resulting in the absolute best chemistry for the plant. And when you have the ideal natural chemistry, well, the essential oil extracted does exactly what we want it to do for our health. So that's the first cool thing about essential oils. They're 100% natural and safe. So who can tell me the first cool thing about essential oils? And then you would actually go and reward the person that said it with the sample bottle and then share, what the sample oil is good for. The second cool thing about essential oils is that they're more effective than many modern approaches to health problems. First, do we have any medical professionals in the room? Okay, so what I'm going to share next is going to sound very elementary to you. And most of us in this room don't have the medical training you do. So I'm going to really simplify things so that it makes sense to everyone. So let's go back to Biology 101. Is that okay? Let's say that this is a cell in your body and you hold up your fist. And we know that cells have oily cell membranes. The cell membrane protects the cell. It keeps all the good things in and all the bad things out. Now, 2 of the things that are harmful to your cells are bacteria and viruses. Bacteria usually form on the outside of the cell, and viruses duplicate the DNA on the inside of the cell. All you have to remember is bacteria on the outside and viruses on the inside. And I kind of show my hands, like one of my hands are in the fist, and I show the other hand and I say kind of on the outside of my fist, and then I point to the inside of my fist. Let's say you went to the doctor with a bacterial infection. Well, what would he recommend for you? Possibly give you an antibiotic, right? You wait for them to, they can say that. And after taking the antibiotic for 7 to 10 days in most cases, it would probably clear up the infection, but it often comes with wreaking havoc on your gut, your hormones, and your immune system. Now, if you had a virus, like a cold or a flu, what would he say? Well, he'd usually say, go home, drink a lot of water, rest, and let it run its course. The reason why is because most of the modern recommendations are water-based, synthetic agents, and frequently they come with side effects and addictions. So we know that water and oil don't mix. So if the recommendation from your doctor is water-based, it's going to have a really hard time penetrating through that cell membrane and stopping the duplication of a virus. Essential oils are very different. They're oil-based, which means they permeate through the cell membrane. They have no problem going through the cell membrane. They can work on a cellular level without side effects or addictions, and they can combat bacteria on the outside of the cell and prevent the duplication of viruses on the inside. That is why they're often more effective than, the modern approach to health problems. So that is the second cool thing about essential oils. Now, who in here can tell me the second cool thing about essential oils? And then somebody raises their hand, you give them the oil, and you tell them something about that oil. The third cool thing about essential oils is that they are cheaper than traditional medical care. Let me explain. Who can tell me what their copay is when you go to visit the doctor? So you say $5? $5 for a copay? Okay, we're going to go with $5. And if your doctor gave you a prescription for an antibiotic, how much would it cost to fill the prescription? Okay, so we're going to go with $5 for a prescription and $0 right over here $5 for a copay and then $0 right over here for a prescription. So that's about $5 for both. The average maybe is $20. Well, when someone in my family has an ear infection, we rub 2 drops of lavender and 2 drops of Melaleuca around their ear, and we put them to bed. 12 hours later, the ear infection is cleared up. It costs us about 64 cents. Now, whether it cost you $20 for the copay and the prescription, or whether it was $0 because you live in a country with free medical care, essential oils are still less expensive because just the gas in the car that you pay to get to the doctor's office is more. And that's not including the half day of work you probably had to take off for this emergency. We also haven't taken into account the fact that antibiotics harm your gut and that you might have to buy extra probiotics for 2 weeks to fix the damage, which is even more money. We save hundreds of dollars a year in medical costs because of essential oils. You cannot afford not to use natural solutions. That is why essential oils are cheaper than traditional medical care. Now that is the third cool thing about essential oils. So who can tell me the third cool thing about essential oils? And then you reward whomever answers with the little sample vial and you share what that sample oil is good for. Now you ask, so is there anyone in here that can tell me all 3 cool things about essential oils? And you reward them for the answer and you give them another sample bottle.